The local farm store had a flyer in the mail, 99-cent sale, start of spring. Well, it's not quite spring yet, but I've got a few holes to fill in the cold frame where we've been harvesting. So I got some lettuce, I got some cabbage, some cauliflower. Come on, let's plant. Now everything's been growing pretty well in here, but even under the cold frame, as cold as it's been warm enough. We got a couple things getting ready to bolt. Spinach is doing real good, the beets are doing real good. The lettuce has been thinned out quite a bit. We've been eating off that a lot. I'm just gonna backfill, that way we can continue to eat. This is an iceberg lettuce, and it'll start doing its thing just about the time we're getting ready to take this cold frame apart. So I'm gonna put some iceberg lettuce back here. And for us, iceberg lettuce is one of the harder lettuces to grow by seed. So if I can pick up a 6-pack tray for under $1 a piece, I'm gonna do it every time. So we got some iceberg lettuces back here. We got some spots for the rest of these. But I've got a stonehead cabbage. I think I'm gonna add to the little cabbage patch here. And then I got a purple cabbage. I think we're gonna add that. So even though it's still too early to plant, I'm sure getting a lot of stuff in the ground. But here in the cold frame, we can still protect this if we need to. And these cabbages that look like they were goners, they're doing pretty good. Okay, so I filled a couple holes here. Let's go ahead and plant some. Now I found when I'm planning to plant, if I go ahead and pull out all the mulch that I'm gonna need, kind of open the entire area up, it makes it go just a little faster. That's what I found anyhow. Right here in the middle, it doesn't look like there's much mulch at all. But there's a couple inches of wood chips before we get down to bare soil. This entire area can be covered with plastic. I'm gonna plant as much as I can in and amongst these hoops. Sometimes I pre-dig the holes. The soil is soft enough that I'm able to go ahead and just dig as I go. Now these 2 containers, I'm gonna go ahead and put lettuce in. Like always with your new transplants, even if that root ball is wet and the soil is damp, go ahead and give it a good drink. That allows any air pockets to kind of settle, allows that soil to kind of get in there around the roots. That solves the mystery of why we got buckets out here in the garden. Now about this time every year, I try to have a little lettuce bouquet for my wife. If you can buy these plants for under $1 a piece, and you can cheat a little bit and have a little head start, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Especially if it keeps you out of the doghouse. And I'm not gonna plant potatoes today. We got 2 more days of hard frost coming up. We got a cover. This will be fine. The lettuce does really well in that kind of temperature, but we really don't need to have potatoes in quite yet. 2nd week of March, probably be just fine. So why'd I go ahead and plant all this right here in the center? We already had volunteers coming up. We also had cabbages already planted. And we also have broccoli already planted. We had some spaces. What I intend to do with these hoops this year is put a bug netting. None of this stuff is pollinated, so we just want to keep the worms off of it. Well, and the slugs out of it. Oh, and the groundhog from eating it. And every other critter that wants to visit your garden. Just like that, I'm out of plants. I can either run back into the feed store, see if they have anything else for 99 cents. Probably ought to rake a few more leaves. Till next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.